part to the first part was 5 things why I like my Explorer. Second part is now the things that I find either annoying or I wouldn't say hate, because if I hated this truck I wouldn't have it. So number one is, of course, not a hate, but kind of a downfall, I would say, was that opening exhaust. That is stock. I don't know how well you can hear it, but I'll try to give you another exhaust note as I come around up onto this interstate. We'll show you that there. The second part is because I've lifted my truck, it's now got a slightly harder ride. So I am sorry about the shaky camera-ness, because it is connected to the windshield. But here's the exhaust. That is stock, and I like it. But that's also a downfall is every time you want to push for power, you're drinking some gas. Which for this truck, number 3, is that this thing drinks gas. It is terrible on fuel economy, especially now that I put a more off-road tire, lifted it, added more weight, and whatnot. Pretty sure everybody knows when you lift a vehicle and you add more weight, you're adding more rolling resistance and you're drinking more gas. But hopefully that's just a small downside. Number 4, even though it's an inconvenience, I don't really see it as a downside, but this truck is 2 doors, so it's a sport model, unlike today's sports where there are 4 doors all the time. Of course, back in '98, when they came out with the Sport, it was meant to be a 2-door, sportier SUV, so that you'd have a smaller vehicle, which it is, a little bit. But when you want to carry more than 2 people, me in a passenger seat, you then have to move seats, everybody has to crawl in, and it's just a big hassle when you're trying to get out, and everyone has to move seats, flip seats, and it's just an inconvenience. I'd see it, but really, like 90% of the time, it's just me in the truck. So it's perfectly fine. It's just for those times when you want to carry more than 2 people that it's an inconvenience. Number 4, yeah, I'm not saying number 4. Yeah, number 4, I guess, is all the squeaks and rattles and everything. It does get a little annoying, but like I said, it's not annoying, it's just an inconvenience. But usually what happens is I just turn the music up louder and I don't hear them. Because if you listen to it, you can hear like the seat or the armrest or the center console. It squeaks a little bit, squeaks and rattles, because like I said, truck's old. But I'm pretty sure if you just went through and you retightened or greased up the fittings, I'm pretty sure you can. What is this vehicle doing? Idiots on these roads these days. I'm gonna pass him. Let's just say it's fast speed. Let's just go with that. Let's not give it a, we're not going to give you a mile an hour of just how fast we were going, but we'll just say it's fast. Number 5 is parts. When I need to replace something on this truck, I either A, have to go to a junkyard to find the part, then put it on the truck, or B, I have to go to the dealership or a shop to get the part, which sometimes if you go to a shop, the part's not going to be as good as if you go to the manufacturer. You're not going to get that OEM quality on the part. But the problem with this truck is because it's so old that most of the parts are not in stock at dealerships, and you have to order from the warehouse out of, most of the time I'll order my parts out of Atlanta. There's a big warehouse out in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, that has leftover parts for these old vehicles. So you have to pay shipping. Usually if you want to get it overnight, then you have to pay overnight charges to get the thing shipped to you the next day or the other day. But then I'd have to say number 6 is, of course, the features back then are not like they are today. This truck, if I remember correctly, it was towards the bottom end of the trim level on a sport trim. So it doesn't have like your, I know some of them that came with, you know, your fuel gauges that tells you how many miles are left, what's the temp outside, what direction you're heading, sunroof. As you can see, this one does not come with, you know, does not have a sunroof. But we're going to solve that problem when I get my next truck. That one's going to have a sunroof. But like I said, I can't complain when the vehicle is just given to me. You know, like I said, my parents just gave it to me for free. Soon I will start taking over, you know, the rest of the payments and everything. Because right now I'm in college, my parents pay for the insurance, which I'm very, very thankful that they do that for me. Because, you know, my income is not the greatest. I work at a grocery store ever since I got out of high school to go through college. So I'm pretty sure if I was paying, you know, insurance, I do pay the maintenance bills. If I have something done that needs to be fixed, I do pay the bill to fix it, unless it's some big bill. Then my parents do fork over, or not fork over, but they do cover half. You know, I'm very thankful that they do that for me. You know, it does help me not drain my accounts completely when something does break on this truck, which, lucky enough, I have been maintenance free for about 4 years now. My last bill, well, or my last fixing thing that needed to be done on this truck was about 4 years ago, which was the fuel pump and distributor. They were finally, the fuel pump decided, I'm just going to stop working and strain you in a parking lot. So that was about 200 something bucks to have fixed at the dealership. And then I had the distributor fixed because it was old and it was dying. Of course, things have life expectancies. But I'm going to leave it here. If I do think of other things, I might make another video of other things that are inconvenient to reason why. But I'm going to leave it.